Welcome back to One Punch Man Anime Review, episode number 27. This I'm reviewing 6 straight chapters of One Punch Man. First up is, they refer to as Punch, basically is chapter 171, Suiken Info, which according to the original, I think numbering in Japan, I believe it is 177. The cover is simply, I think it's like Zombie Hero, Animask, Genos, and Flashy Flash. Yep, the whole thing with this issue is not really focused on Saitama. Basically, they basically look at what happened last night, about Middle Night, and we see Middle Night. So this is Middle Night. This is his true form, a guy who's been hidden this whole time. So Middle Night is an old man. Yep, seriously, that's who he really is. So he's like, watch out for Saitama type of thing, and well, that's it. They have a meeting of basically what happened. Basically, kind of in a way, like basically the briefing of the rest of the heroes on what exactly happened over the course of like 20 chapters. I'm fight between Saitama and Genos. That's most of what this issue is. And, like basically about the info. And of course, it's like basically a recap of like the whole previous arc. That's kind of in a way what this chapter is. Yep, they say because he talks so long, it's like Toto, and it took 4 hours to explain this. It's like I didn't even ask a call up for scheduling reasons. Like okay, and Flash fell asleep. Of course, like this a lot. So, like what happened, and basically got watch out for him, and I'm asked basically like, when I do hero. Interesting. It's a good chapter. 9 out of 10. Next up is chapter 172. AKA, I'm basically just 172/178. Special something. Where we have Hellish Buzzard. The beautiful Hellish Buzzard on the cover. Where she's basically, mobilizing the Buzzard branch, ready for war. Gotta meet somebody. Yep, and you have Animask and his, I think this is supposed to be a company he's working with, all about promoting artifacts. He's like so bored and looking at stuff with Saitama. Basically, the footage of him defeating that robot, that Metal Knight, basically. And apparently he's Class A39. So, after dealing with this stuff, which lasts several pages, and now we have Saitama just, pouring cracked teacups, which surprisingly not leaking this brain spinning department. Oh yeah, apparently he's got a new suit, a tracksuit now. And he's meeting with Fort, Butterfly Dex, and Chain Toad. Chain Toad did previously appear in the Monster Station arc prior to the anime. Here, two didn't really appear very much. Basically, it's like, kids, how are you? 25. Yep, so one is 24, the other two basically, and of course, they like be his neighbors. And apparently, Chain Ninja doesn't want to take out his master for some reason. So it's like, time to meet his neighbors, and that's it. Not much of this chapter aside from, more thing with Hellish Buzzard. Another chapter with the beautiful Hellish Buzzard in the cover. This is chapter 173/179, Visitor. So, Saitama meets up with the monster team who basically brought it with him. So, just basically like a stray. And of course, they basically just, start fighting. And of course, Saitama, they hit the Buzzer Branch's car. And of course, out cold. He's Fort. Class A hero. You should have listened to music right. Not my fault. Besides, your car hit him. Shouldn't apologize, Buzzer. Saitama, what are you doing here? Do you live here now? My other house got wrecked. Of course, like a parking lot. And then we have this mysterious guy in this really cool car. Yeah, love that car. Reminds me a lot of Keen's car from Case Closed. Who this guy is? Don't know. And of course, Hellish Buzz is sweating. That's ooh, what's going on here? Perfect. Saitama, come with me. You're Class A, but I'll let you come anyway. I'm not in your bunch. You're always so arrogant. You get to be the one who destroyed your home. Huh? They're here? He's class A now? What's so much about him? Math, what you do? Deal's a deal. And of course, watching the dog, like, okay. And of course, they walk through a hallway. Interrupt the other visitor. Let us in. And the visitor is Psychos. And they do explain how the heck she got here. And of course, these guys who are basically, well, the best way to describe these guys are perverts. It's like, oh, we gotta torture her because basically, like, oh, because they gotta manipulate her. And we see, oh, we have this weird guy, like, heads to the lab via their elevator. And we kind of explain basically how he got here. Apparently, Psycho was found by Hellish Buzzard, who apparently she was the former vice chief of the... Apparently, she's the chairwoman of the Strange Powers Research Society. Interesting. Of course, fight, of course, they steal her power away, because she's an egoist. And she beats her off screen. And of course, starts a battle with her. Yes, the same woman who, according to her, stood up to her sister. Her sister, despite the fact she looked like she's younger, she actually is older. Now move on to chapter 174/180. Epicenter. We have teenage versions of Hellish Buzzard and Psychos. All about third eye stuff. And apparently she started worshiping her, and of course she just stalked her for a while. Then she locked the third eye ability, and of course they fight. Basically, she just knocks her out cold. And just takes her away. Of course, you see this weird glob-like creature. And we're like, and of course, like, Hellish Buzzard, Buzzard, where's security? Our sponsors in the meeting. Who are these guys? Your meeting is canceled. Everybody clear out. And then, of course, basically, Terrible Twister is here. Yes, she busted the freaking ceiling. I see. So the one that's in her house was... whose life was a little girl. Like, terrible tornado! Oh no! Why is she still alive? And then of course you have this guy called Spider, that's what he call himself. And they fight. Flee the service, my bunch of holding a sister. You mean us? Yeah. What are you doing, Buzzer? Why are you protecting a monster? Has she brainwashed you? And apparently she had flashback at dinner with her sister. Yes, her sister, her older sister, who basically was like a little sister to her. And she basically ends up, look like a Mindscape thing. Well, it looked like they're having spaghetti, and of course she eats, like, and of course because she looked like a child, Buzzer basically, the response just wipes out her sister's face. They're like, manners, sis. And, like, sister's like, hey, I want a war with my house is destroyed. You psychics wreck stuff and don't care. I'm glad you're here. I believe in your strength. Don't act like you don't remember. I think you're the one who defeated Girl. Nah, I don't remember. I fought him so I would know. He has reached a new level, become ascended one. You beat him, so he must be ascended. I give up on him for myself, but I recognize it. And of course, Saitama just... And if Fall opens up, Saitama falls like... He posts like, Saitama! And the door closes up, and she's like, monsters? Okay. Yes, monsters. And then we have chapter 175/181, Paranormal Phenomena and Risk. Which, this is so funny. The way they have Hellish Buzzard here is she's a femme fatale, and Saitama and Genos are like private eyes. Like gangsters. Okay. This is so awesome. Thank you, thank you, Yusuke Marta, for this awesome cover. I love this cover. Yep, so then we just have like a meeting, and of course, like, everything's a hunky-dory on the outside, and they start shaking. Like, oh, run away! Buildings are collapse! Gather the heroes! All because Terrible Tornado was wrecking the place with her psychic power. Because your psychic power is slightly stronger than mine. He's like, do you really think you pulled this off? What you pitiful guinea pig? He's like, don't be insulting. And Pelbo's like, Saitama, where is he? Miss Buzzard. She falls over. I use this to break capsule. And of course, basically, like, yep. How beating for you. You failed no expense your powers. because natural Tigers lack balance and abilities. Sis. And it apparently looks like the ground is cracking. Again, like more monsters. And she's floating in the air. And of course, everyone's like floating away. Like everything's broken. And all of a sudden, like, blah, stuff just comes to the ground. Probably got Saitama basically beat these monsters up. Like, Saitama? There you are. And of course, basically, like, and of course, like, Psychic Energy, of course, the spear, like, hits Buzzard in her, what looked like her back-ish. And looked like her was about to basically kill him with debris and, of course, all this rebel stuff. And Psycho's basically gets lifted in the air. And she just picks her up, and of course, her sister behind her. Poof. The monster goes all over the place. Like, Miss, you saved it, Miss Buzzer, you're right. Like, silence. Doesn't concern you. Still say it. I'm Winnie Buzzer. The cut days are friends. Wait, Miss Tornado, if you know what's going on, we can compare it next time. Let's make your sister. What? You fools want to expose your leader to danger? Don't expose your leader anymore. You're just a nuisance. Leave, or I'll force you to. You will die, but you'll never be heroes again. Don't, sis. And then she's stopped by Saitama. He's like, yes. You sisters are alike. This is going too far for just lecturing your sister. Heroes shouldn't hurt each other. And then we come to the part, and then we have, oh my. Well, it's a cover for chapter 176 / 182. Take it outside. Well, it looks like a naked, hellish Buzzer on the cover. Wow, another really good cover. I love the covers of One Punch Man. It's so awesome. Then we see surgery for this guy. I'm not sure who he is. Apparently he wakes up in the hospital with the other three heroes. With three other heroes. Of course, everyone's like, what the heck's going on? Of course, all talking about Saitama. And then we finally pick up 8 pages in to figure out what happened last issue. I told you let go. Did you hear me? I said calm down. Silence! Now move. Whoa. Is this psychic blast that sent Genos flying? This is not much different than buzzards. It's like, huh? Saitama, don't get worked up. And she's like, let go of, let go, oof, of me. Of course, breaking a hole in the wall. And you have Saitama shaking. He's like, why is this working? He keeps standing. How? My muscles are spazzing out. No way. He's taking full force of power? I recognize you. You're the bald guy who's with Demon Cyborg. Why are you, buddy? Did you join the Buzzard Bunch? Buzzard? Yes. I'll handle this dimwit. You gave him safety. Okay, got it. And of course, Twister's like, you're awfully friendly with Mister. How can that be? If underling, that's what your relationship with her. Well, we aren't friends or comrades. You're friends. I guess we're just acquaintances. And that kind of basically makes her say, oh, why do this mere acquaintance? Very well, then let's put a test. What, are you worthy of glooming onto my sister? He's like, glooming? What the? She's the one who's been hanging around and bugging me. He's like, Billy slaps like, darn that Mel Knight, this is a new building. It should be unstable. And they got elevators broken. Inmates, visitors have all down there. Oh, twist is stretching. And then he's like, should you you should bring my place like a wet rag. How long you last? And then he just pulls it right to her. If we're going to do this. And she basically is like very close to him. Boop. Yes, seriously. She makes that face. Oh. And bust through a wall. Take it outside. Let's take it outside. Yes, taking a girl, which I'll get to something that's like, Saitama sister, it has begun. You okay down there? We can go down through the hole. And if we have more monsters coming, it's like, last freedom. 8-day prayer is supposed to break things up, and apparently we have a whole room full of heroes. And look at you like, nothing to see here. It's so funny. Yes. Is implied by that one moment that tornado has fallen in love with Saitama. Yes, seriously. Yes, she has. And I'm like, interesting. And by the way, this chapter came roughly 9 days ago. It seems though at times every month, basically, it seems like the Raiders releases 1 to maybe like 3 chapters a month if he's lucky. Last month, he released 1 chapter. So, is it monthly? Is it bi-weekly? From what I heard, this series is released, well, from what I heard, it is whenever the writer feels like releasing it. But yeah, that is particularly it for particular view. Isn't it like that one time where I did like 20 chapters, and that took me 45 freaking minutes. This only 6 chapters was not that bad. Nope, not bad at all. Okay, so that's a particular view. Next up is going to be, well, I would take a break and basically do, well, going to do a couple comic corners and hopefully get a chance to do a couple more manga reviews. The manga reviews will be D. Gray Man and Blue Exorcist. Okay, next video. Bye.